guys, Matt from the FD here. A lot of people have been approaching me recently and over the last few years asking me how I do what I do without hurting myself, and how I have such an extensive range of screams I can do. So I've decided to put together these tutorials on how to scream like I do, and hopefully let you scream like you do. To begin with, first, there's a lot of speculation when it comes to screaming about the right and wrong ways you can do this and what you can and can't eat or drink and other stupid things like that. I can tell you now, there's no wrong way to scream. Screaming is just a noise we're making, and humans aren't meant to make this noise. So no matter what anyone says, there's no right or wrong way we can do this. There are just techniques we can find that make it damage us less. And it's about finding the range and sound that you're comfortable making and building on that over time. The key to all vocal styles being consistent is a good warm-up. No matter what you do, what you eat or what you drink, nothing will compare to warming up your voice. There's nothing you can eat or drink that'll make you sound better, although I would avoid dairy products just before you scream. And if you're on stage, don't eat dairy or don't drink any dairy products like the day you're on stage. It can really affect your range, and it can make it a lot harder to sing than it needs to be. Warming up also, it's just the best way to stay in shape vocally. It's the best way to do what you do without hurting yourself. The most important thing I can tell you is to warm up through this entire process before you scream, before you start like covering songs to learn to expand your range. Warm up all the time, because without it you'll just damage yourself without knowing what you're doing. There's nothing really I can tell you to eat or drink that'll make it better. There's nothing you shouldn't really eat or drink. I used to think that I shouldn't drink anything fizzy and stuff like that, but I found that it doesn't really affect anything. Once you know what you're doing and you know how to do it, nothing will affect it apart from pushing too hard when you can't hear yourself on stage and stuff like that, little things like that. But if you've warmed up and you've warmed up properly and thoroughly, that shouldn't affect you. This moves me to my next point. Every vocal tutorial I've ever watched have said if it hurts, you're doing it wrong, and I disagree with that thoroughly. If it hurts, it means it doesn't mean you're doing it right. It means for when you're starting out, you're breaking your voice into being able to do this. Screaming will damage your vocal cords and then repair them in a way that won't damage them further. When we go into this, I'll tell you about a DVD called The Zen of Screaming that'll teach you a lot more about all that kind of stuff, and I really recommend you buy that DVD because it helped me a lot, and it comes with a warm-up technique that I've used for years, and it's never let me down yet. It's called The Zen of Screaming. It's a woman called Melissa Cross who's been a vocal coach for years, and she's amazing herself. She's helped bands like Randy Black from Lamb of God, and yeah, I really recommend you buy it. When you first start out, it will hurt because you're breaking your voice into doing it, and you don't know how to do it correctly. So I'm here to try and teach you how to do it and make the sound without hurting yourself too much, so you can further yourself more. So without further ado, let's get going. One more thing before I start, this is the Zen of Screaming. I've been using it for years, as I say. The warm-up it comes with has never let me down, so I really recommend you buy this DVD before you start learning to scream. Obviously watch these videos and learn how to do it, but before you actually start screaming actual songs, I would recommend you buy this and use the warm-up. Right, to begin with, what I'm about to teach you is the basics for all screams, lows, mids and highs, but we're just going to focus on the low range for now. I'm going to go into highs and all the other kinds of screams I can do in other videos and do them in more detail. This is just the basic on how to do it. To start off with, you're going to want to do a sigh, which is not just like an actual fluctuated, emphasized sigh. So I'm sort of like, so we're thinking. When you start off, that'll sound awful. It'll sound like you're burping. It'll sound just disgusting. But keep at it. You just keep going at it over and over again. It's like. Don't force that sound out. Just think about it, and just think. I want to make the noise. I want to sigh like that. And it should come out on its own without much effort. And that's the same for all kinds of screams. You want to be able to think about it, not force it. And that's the state of mind you get into when you're screaming. You don't force any sound out. You think about the sound you want to make, and you make that sound by thinking about it and opening your mouth and just giving as minimal effort as possible. So we've got the which is what we need. Obviously that may cause phlegm and all kinds of crap in your throat, but just keep at it. If it hurts, don't do it as hard. As I say, just think about the sound coming out, and it should come out as naturally as speaking. And that's the basis for all screams. What I don't want you to do is think after these tutorials you'll be screaming like a pro. No, it takes time, it takes a lot of practice, and I mean a lot. When I first started, I was practicing 6-7 hours a day, and that only went down after about 4 or 5 weeks, and that was still up to 3 or 4 hours a day I was practicing. When I was practicing, I just sing along to the songs you like, and sing along to the artists you want to sound like, and just develop your sound from there. But the basis for all screams is this sigh, so keep practicing that sigh and keep getting it down. Pause this video now if you want to just carry on practicing that, and I'll go on to now how to shape that sound into a low sounding scream. Right, to shape this into a low sounding scream, basically what we're gonna want to do is shape our mouths into an O shape, like that. So we make the sigh, and then to shape it into a low we go, which is just basically shaping your mouth into the O. So we're going, just making that noise, thinking about it. And when we're doing it, if you think about what you're actually doing is, you want to clench your stomach, and that's where your diaphragm is. It's probably better if you're standing up to do this. I'm not going to stand up because you won't be able to see me with the camera. But you want to clench your stomach, not force anything. And when you take a breath, fill your stomach, not your chest. There's 2 different ways of breathing. You can breathe through your chest, which is like a, and then you can breathe through your stomach, which is like a. Notice there's no fluctuation in my shoulders when I'm breathing through my stomach. It's all coming from here, as opposed to, you want to breathe through your diaphragm, which makes it much better, and it doesn't hurt your throat, because the lung capacity is connected to your throat muscles, which can it means you're screaming through your throat, which is wrong. You want to scream from your diaphragm and push everything from your diaphragm, which is the muscle here. So if you carry on with shaping it from the sigh to the you'll start getting sounds like that. You keep getting better and better. That probably sounds horrible through this microphone, but when you're doing it, just remember, think about it. Don't push it, don't force it. Clench your diaphragm, not too hard. Obviously, you should just clench it enough so that you're still comfortable, but it feels tighter when you press on it. Okay, guys, that's all for this video. Keep practicing everything I've said, and take into account what I said before we started the tutorial. In my next video, I'll probably be going on to mids and possibly mid-highs. Might save all the highs for another video though. cover them all in one. Thanks for watching. Check out my band if you haven't already, Destined for Damnation. It's on this channel. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.